How do international organizations enforce international law? Imagine a world where countries follow rules not just because they want to, but because there are systems in place to make sure they do. That's where international organizations step in. They play a big role in keeping peace and making sure countries stick to international laws. But how exactly do they do that? Let's find out. The main tool for enforcement is the United Nations Security Council. This body has the power to decide if a country is threatening peace or acting aggressively. If it finds a problem, it can impose measures like economic sanctions, which are trade restrictions, or even authorize military actions to restore peace. Sanctions might include stopping trade or cutting off diplomatic ties to pressure the country into changing its behavior. Peacekeeping missions are also used to keep the peace in conflict zones, often with troops from different countries working together. However, the Security Council's power isn't unlimited. Its 5 permanent members, China, France, Russia, the United Kingdom, and the United States, hold veto power. This means any one of them can block a decision, which can slow down or stop enforcement actions. This creates a tricky balance between politics and ethics, because sometimes powerful countries protect their interests rather than pursuing justice. The International Court of Justice is another key player. It settles disputes between countries and interprets international law, but it doesn't have the power to enforce its rulings directly. Instead, it relies on the Security Council or the countries involved to follow its decisions. This shows how sovereignty, the idea that countries control their own affairs, limits enforcement. Countries may agree to abide by rulings, but they're not forced to if they choose not to. The International Criminal Court is different. It prosecutes individuals for serious crimes like genocide or war crimes when national courts don't act. It can impose penalties like prison sentences or reparations. But it depends on countries to arrest and extradite suspects, which can be a challenge. Sometimes, political issues or accusations of bias can also limit its effectiveness. Other organizations, like the World Trade Organization, help enforce rules in specific areas. They have dispute resolution systems that can authorize retaliatory trade measures if a country breaks the rules. These mechanisms show how enforcement can work within certain sectors, making compliance more likely. Overall, enforcement depends on a mix of legal authority, political will, and ethical considerations. International organizations try to be fair and transparent, but they often have to negotiate with powerful states. The challenge is to balance respecting sovereignty with ensuring that international laws are followed. Sometimes, enforcement is more about persuasion and diplomacy than punishment. Still, these systems are vital for maintaining order and justice in our interconnected world.